It must used to be the light.
That's ridiculous. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Triple Take. I'm your host, Jacob. With me, as always, is Zach and Lance. Good afternoon, gentlemen.
What's going on, dudes?
Holy
Excited
cow.
to be here.
I'm glad that you're excited to be here.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
I'm not. All this movie news has been trash this week. Absolute garbage.
We've had some interesting developments.
Yeah, Lance walked in fired up.
Yeah, the most I've ever seen. Yeah. It's pure energy. Pure energy.
Yeah, I'm ready to go. Let's dig in because I'm ready to go.
Okay.
Let's right off the rip.
All right. Newsworthy mentions this week. Minecraft makes over $80 million in their second weekend. Only a 50% drop, which, I mean, as far as video game adaptation movies go, that's pretty freaking incredible.
Have they put the kibosh on the whole, throwing popcorn and shit?
No, so
Cops are there now.
Yeah.
Right?
So
Yeah.
I've actually heard that they're leaning into it.
Oh, shit.
So instead of completely eliminating it, they're making what they call chicken jockey showings.
Oh, where you get to go in and
where you
ruin
get
the
to go
place.
in and just ruin the place on those certain
That's
spots.
great.
So they're
Okay.
So I mean, another win for Minecraft. They're keeping those viewers while still getting the other viewers.
You know,
their
that
time
makes
too.
me feel like we're going to not have movie theaters anymore. And instead, we just get what's the rooms where you go and break? Rage rooms.
I was thinking the exact
Yeah.
same thing.
We don't have movie theaters anymore, boys.
We have rage
It's
rooms
just
with TVs.
Rage rooms with big TVs.
And you get to smash that TV. Yeah, so that's actually pretty insane. I did see, though, the exact kind of the other end of the spectrum on that. Did you see that clip that they put out that they're playing before every showing?
Oh yeah, 100%.
It's like, please respect this place.
Yeah, it's definitely going on. But I think they knew if they didn't give these hooligans an outing, a way to get that out, they're just going to do it in every showing. So now instead they made, whatever it is. And I don't know if it's all movie theaters. I don't know if it's AMC legal,
Just
what it is.
Do they got plastic on all the chairs or something?
Yeah, I'm not sure the exact development, other than everybody who goes into that showing is knowing that popcorn and drinks and everything is full.
This is truly
buy stock in Scotchgard now.
There's some Visqueen plastic sheeting company. That's really unfortunate, considering we were just complaining about theater etiquette, and now that's just the ultimate kind of opposite of that.
Yeah, what kicked this off? Do we know?
I think it's just the
Is it
it's
a
Jack
TikTok thing?
Black, it's Minecraft, right? You've got a bunch of hooligan kids that are going to see Minecraft, so they're just chicken jockey is a fun part to just go wild on, and a couple of people started, and now it's just.
I think it's a TikTok trend.
I was gonna say, I think we're just too old to understand.
Yeah, I think it started by a TikTok. It's like those the people that would go into Meijer and lick all the ice cream. Do it.
One of the worst
Do
trends.
it for the gram.
And that was during COVID, right?
Yeah, that was crazy.
That could not have been. Yeah,
worst
timed.
Poorly timed, folks.
Yeah.
Also, I think some of them went to jail.
Yeah, if you were doing that, you deserve to go to jail. 100%.
It's like biowarfare.
Yeah, I got to be honest. If I found out that my ice cream got licked by somebody else, I am frustrated.
Fuming.
I'm absolutely fuming.
That's truly unfortunate. But just crazy that it was only a 50% drop. I mean, there really wasn't any competition this weekend.
What else released this weekend?
Not a whole lot.
You had.
So there was the amateur with Rami Malek. That actually did fairly well.
I've heard that was a really slow.
I want to watch that.
I do too.
Not like a slow burn, but just not a lot happened as far as movies go, which is how it is apparently in the book too. But
I didn't realize it was an adaptation.
Mm-hmm.
The King of Kings, The Amateur, Warfare Drop, and The Chosen, Last Supper Part 3.
Yeah, so those Chosen movies actually do, and I believe it's the television show that they just released in theaters. Those do pretty phenomenally, especially around here.
And I think King of Kings will do really well.
That was an animated Jesus movie, I think.
Yeah, but the cast is massive.
Is it really?
Yeah, let me read you.
Oh wait, Oscar Isaac was in that, I believe.
Yeah,
right?
Oscar Isaac, Mark Hamill.
I hard assumed it was a Jesus thing, but I've never heard of it before.
Who else do we got?
Well, regardless of the cast, it did an insane amount of money.
Yeah. Also had Pierce Brosnan, Uma Thurman, Kenneth Branagh,
What movie are we
Ben
talking about?
Kingsley, Forrest Whitaker, King of Kings. So
Did pretty well. Good for that. With the almost the least amount of theaters too, only 3,200, which is not all that many. Warfare, which is very critically received well, did $8 million. I don't know what the budget was, but it was an A24 film that was very well critically reviewed.
IMDb is giving it a 7.9.
So
Not too bad.
cast or
The cast is actually really good.
Viewers didn't love it.
Yeah, there is. Oh no, it's got Will Poulter in it.
Mm-hmm. It's got the guy from
Only $8 million though.
Joseph Quinn, I think, isn't it?
Yikes!
Am I wrong?
Joseph Quinn's got more problems to worry about than how much this movie's making. That's for sure.
Oh, it's got the Sorry,
What was that?
I just started playing this trailer for it.
Yeah, Joseph Quinn.
93%. It's also got the guy from Shogun, which you need to get back on.
I got to finish Andor first, and then I totally will.
Well, Joseph Quinn will lead you straight into our first piece of news.
That's absolutely true. So kind of a mixed one for us this week. Fantastic Four is in emergency reshoots, and that is a quote. That is the term actually used by Marvel.
And not only is that an emergency reshoots, right? So we've got that already bad concerning news. But we also have Spider-Man 4 is rumored to be taking place during Doomsday. So we can assume we're probably not going to have Spider-Man very much in Doomsday, if at all. So, I mean, Marvel finally gets momentum, finally has something going on with Daredevil, right? They start to make some sort of movement towards progress, towards back to the old ways. And now they look like the DCEU.
I really think you're taking that like way too far. Having no Spider-Man in the first Doomsday isn't like a game.
Well, I don't think it's the end of the world.
No, but I've got four points that point to them being DCEU now.
But let me ask you this question: if you get a better story without Spider-Man in it, and it sets something up that's even better, isn't that good?
Right. Yes. But here's the problem, right? They've made so many bad movies in a row. They need these big cast members. And I'm not necessarily... Spider-Man's fine, right? Whatever. If Spider-Man's not going to be in it, Spider-Man's not going to be in it. That's okay. But where's Doctor Strange then? Where's Hawkeye? Where's the Hulk? Where are all these major characters that people enjoy watching? You know what I mean? Like, these are 4 of your top 8, minimum top 8 superheroes.
See, I don't know why that's such a big deal for you.
I think we have to focus on setting up.
You're
story.
losing a giant amount of people who aren't going to go see it. Nobody is going. There are certain people in this world who will only see movies that they like the character in. So if we're trying to make the Avengers back on top, back to the end game, back to Infinity War, you need those characters in there. And when they're not in there, those people that only love Hulk, only love Spider-Man, only love Doctor Strange, they're not coming to see this movie. But
that's you saying that essentially you don't care what the story is as long as it has your favorite character in it.
That's not me saying that. I'm going to watch the movie regardless. That's what the majority of movie-going audiences will do. Okay, I know a lot of kids. I know a specific kid who, big Spider-Man guy, he has yet to watch any of Phase 4 other than the Spider-Man movies, because he does not care about any movie that Spider-Man is not in.
So it makes sense. You're getting most of your opinions from children. but
okay, we laugh, but how much of Avengers moviegoers are going to be children? At least 30 to 40 to 50%?
I think they're going to go watch regardless. I mean, especially if the reviews are good and you give me a really good story. Because, okay, look, everyone, I think this is the thing we're missing. Everyone knows RDJ as Iron Man. No one knows him as Doctor Doom. And so you have to really set this up and explain why RDJ is back. And if the movie focuses on setting something up that they can knock down later, I think that's the way they need to go.
Right, but you're adding in these characters to try to pull in an audience, right? You're adding in these Fox characters, right? It's nothing but a grab to try to pull people in who love the Fox universe. it's not. They're not going to play. I don't think any of us believe.
I don't even know if
they're
it's
going
the
to play.
Fox universe. I think it's more the fact it's the X-Men. I think a lot of people don't really care for what Fox has done with that IP. I think it's more the characters.
Okay.
I think you're really overlooking the fact that people just want cool storylines.
Sure, but
and like
none
cool
of
new
us
characters.
none of us are anticipating them having major impact in these movies, are we? The
X-Men
Fox
and
X-Men?
Doomsday, I think they're going to have a huge impact.
My anticipation is they're going to be dead and gone early on in the movie. They're going to be used as fodder for Doctor Doom to show off his power.
No, I'm sorry. This movie is essentially you get X-Men versus Avengers. You're gonna see a lot of that. So yeah, you're probably gonna see some X-Men die because Avengers end up winning that battle. But you're gonna see that fight take place.
Well, I think also you're going to see some death on the X-Men side to try and bring in new adaptation or new castings and that sort of thing. I mean, same with on the Avengers side though too. I'm kind of surprised that this is the take that you have.
Okay, but here's what you're not realizing, right? I think we as movie watchers, right? We have watched almost everything Marvel has put out for the most part, and we will continue to do that until the day that they're gone, right? The movie goers in general and the box office does not support that. Marvel is falling farther and farther behind as a major movie entity, right? They're falling, they're shrinking. And for them to not put in these major characters that give them the chance to boost that back up, if it's just a major miss for them. But on top of that, we can forget about the casting of Doomsday, right? That's fine. But you've got the Fantastic Four reshoots, right? We are 2 months before the movie comes out. 2.5.
Yeah, you got to admit, emergency has kind of a negative spin on that.
Clearly, that is not good, right? Something
It sounds like
there's
there's
in that movie.
a big continuity issue probably that happened, and they have to fix it quickly.
And so that just shows like Marvel does not have that same mapping that they had in phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. This wasn't happening. This never happened in those phases. There was a plan. They stuck to the plan. Now, we can even see like Kang. They have completely shifted off of that. Not all their fault, right? Clearly some things they couldn't control happened.
I don't remember a huge gorilla.
But I mean, so let me collect my thoughts. So
I think
we see that they don't have that continuity that they used to have, right? They're panicking. They're throwing things at the wall to see what sticks. Kang doesn't work. They have to get rid of him. So what do? They bring back
I think
RDJ because they know he'll put butts in seats. So they're panicking to try to get those butts in seats, and then they don't put out their biggest
I am kind of
names.
curious.
That doesn't
see.
make sense.
Yeah, did they know that Doomsday was happening with RDJ before they lost Kang?
See, that was my big thing.
No, there was a Kang movie. It was
Kang
Dynasty
Dynasty was supposed to come out like next month.
Yeah. Okay, and that got totally scrapped.
Yeah.
right. So it's panic.
Well, I guess my question is, was Kang Dynasty going to roll into Doomsday eventually?
I think Kang was the big bad of these next two phases.
3 phases.
They were gonna.
Okay.
He was gonna rival Thanos.
I mean, we arguably got a better villain with Doctor Doom than Kang. Although I would have loved to. I mean, look, the guy's a dirtbag going around strangling people, but he was fantastic as Kang.
And really every version of him too.
Yeah,
honestly, he did
they
great.
were all good.
Poor guy.
Poor guy. Great actor. Unfortunately, can't keep his hands to himself. But
And you have other things, right? I'm still going. I'm not done yet. Right?
Go ahead.
Let's get him worked up enough to where he turns as red as a shirt.
We have the things like so Eternals, not a perfect movie. I enjoyed it. I know, Jacob, it wasn't your favorite, right? But
Eternals? No, I liked Eternals.
Okay.
I was going to say, I liked Eternals.
Yeah, it was a good movie, right? And then
I think they wasted all those characters, but good movie.
Right. That's what I'm going to say, right?
I actually really don't understand why that was so split critically. Like, I thought it was fine.
Yeah. But they say Eternals will return, right? And then we get a note from the cast member. I forget what her name was or who she played, but she said she found it very unlikely that it would ever happen. right? So if they're announcing these things in the theater and then we're never going to see them again.
Well, I mean, they're not putting dates on those things either. It's like, I mean, it could be 20 years from now and they're like, yeah, we're back.
Right.
We told you.
There's just no plan. There's just no, like, if you saw this in phase 1, right? We saw this in phase 1 with Iron Man will return. We saw this in Captain America will return. All of them returned. None of them have stayed out.
I got to cut you off a little bit because I think it's a little bit of a slight amount of revisionist history here because I don't think phase 1 and phase 2 were as planned out as you think they were.
Phase 1, maybe not, but phase 2, phase 3, they were scripted. Like they all led to, we started seeing Thanos early on in phase 2. Everything led us to Avengers Endgame and Avengers Infinity.
I think like
that's
now,
why it worked so well.
I think now though, like they could have a bad box office and they're still going to do it. I think if the first Avengers doesn't do well, I don't think we see any more of those.
Right, but now that things.
But I mean, the way that you're saying they're all connecting are end scenes. Now, like the scripts are threaded so tightly, and everything kind of affects each other.
Sure,
it definitely wasn't like that in the first 2 phases.
But if you're going to put these things in the movie, these end scenes, these notices that these people will return, you need to have them return. If that's your big announcement at the end of these movies, if not, don't have them. That's fine. Well, but if you're going to announce them, make it happen. Why are we just skipping over these when they don't do quite as well as you expected? They're still making money. Throw them out. These fans want to see them, and then you're essentially ripping them out. You are hyping things up for these people who grow to be fans of these things, and then you tear them away after already announcing them. That's not fair to those fans.
I think it's the same point I made with the initial video our podcast that we had where we talked about like the casting news. They just haven't gotten there yet. I just really think that you're jumping the gun on being so upset about it. I think they just haven't quite gotten there yet.
If you're talking specifically casting for Doomsday,
no, this isn't about.
No,
I'm on to these movies, right? We're so far past some of these things, and their cast members are announcing that they're probably not happening anymore. Why are you announcing them in the theater?
So your biggest thing is giving false hopes,
right?
To the
Exactly.
fans.
Like okay. I was a thorough enjoyer of Eternals. I would love to see a second one. It's not going to happen. That's fine.
We don't know that. But
okay, but it's leaning towards, and I think it's fair to say this, it's leaning heavily towards not happening. We may see a character here
I don't know, man. They kind of have to. They have a Celestial sitting out in the middle of the ocean.
Well, but they got rid of that in Captain America: Brave New World. Like they talked about that and they mentioned that. It's not gone.
I mean, it's still there.
But the major impact of it is already done.
I didn't see Brand New World.
It's adamant. It's made of adamantium.
Yeah.
Correct? Yeah. So why I think
but we don't need to see the Eternals again, and they're not going to happen.
Okay,
we're going to see the impact of.
I haven't seen Brand New World. What do they do with that Celestial?
Brave.
Or whatever the fuck it's called. What did they do with it?
There's like a battle between different countries. They're trying to distribute the adamantium.
Oh, I see. And they're just like picking off
battling over it.
Yeah,
they just
little Antarctica
argue over it and stuff.
All right. Yeah, I didn't see it.
Yeah, but like, so they already mentioned that, so there's no reason for those characters to have any. I mean, because we would have saw them in Brave New World if they had to be there for that.
Mm.
I will say,
it just don't give people false hope of things. That's not fair to them. It's just not fair. If you're not gonna do it, don't announce it. It's not fair.
I don't think that they're announcing these things with like ill intention. I mean, they're probably out there saying like, yeah, Eternals are going to return at some point. We don't know when. I don't think they're saying it with ill intention.
Right, but think of how many times we've had these characters show up. Oh my gosh, look at Harry Styles honestly, in the MCU. Look at Jon Snow in the MCU. We're not going to see those people if we're not going to see them for 10, 15 years, wait until they're closer up. Or if we're never going to see them, don't do it.
That's my grumpiness with Celestials specifically, is like I want to see like the Necrosword and all that stuff again. Yeah. Is like we don't get to.
We need
like,
to
we were gonna get like what's his name, Black Knight or something.
Yeah.
Like why? I was kind of excited for that, like Black Knight, Blade, all that
Thanos'
stuff.
brother.
Honestly,
we don't see.
As I'm talking, the biggest one that I'm pissed off about is Blade with Mahershala Ali. I was when they announced that, like 6 years ago at this point?
Yeah.
I was amped. That's the one I was.
Essentially just scrapped.
It's gone. There's no
right, and that's not fair to people who enjoy Blade.
That's gone more than the Batman suit.
Although, to be fair, the first, I mean, I don't know. I love Blade. Blade 1, 2, and 3, bangers.
Motherfuckers skating. I'm skating uphill. Honestly.
Really quickly, though, on Reddit, to talk about the reshoots, someone says, looking at another tweet, the indication from Alex Perez is that the reshoots in question involve minor scenes with stunt doubles. So these might just be glorified pickups. Additionally, I would not be shocked if the film added a connection or two from Infinity Wars, for Doomsday. And then another Reddit user commented, "Kill yourself."
Here's the thing, though. Like,
dang.
Like, all these sources would not be saying significant reshoots or emergency reshoots if there wasn't something major that they're fixing or changing.
See, I disagree a little bit because, I mean, if they're just saying, like, oh, Fantastic Four is doing slight reshoots, they're not getting the clicks they want. If they say emergency, I think they might just be milking it, no?
I think emergency implies, like, oh, no, right? But if it is literally just, like, fixing the stunt double, like, if you could tell that it's a stunt double.
The Josh Trank truly,
I don't know,
had
Here's my
but also
emergency
you could superimpose a face on a stunt double pretty quick.
Here's my major issue. I am definitely not going to trust a single Reddit user over hundreds of news outlets.
I don't know. The kill yourself guy probably knows something, I'm guessing.
What an absurd comment. Anyway, all right. So if you had to wrap up your entire thoughts into like 60 seconds, please do so.
Yeah.
You're a little all over the place, if I'm totally honest.
I think that Marvel is struggling right now. They do not seem to have a plan, right? We've seen emergency reshoots in Fantastic Four. We see a lack of direction in the sense that none of these, none of these endings to movies seem to be coming to fruition. None of these promises that they're making at end of movies are happening.
Empty promises.
Yeah, they're making empty promises. They are, they're essentially just picking on fans. They are using their excitement for these characters against them. They're hyping them up so that they get this instant gratification, and then they're slowly taking it away in a way that makes them not as angry as they should be about it. They are using fans, and it's not okay. If you're going to promise things,
I just don't see it.
It needs to happen.
You're acting like they just got all this ill will towards the people that made them a bunch of money. I just don't see it.
I would bet
you act like they're dangling it in front of them on purpose.
Like they're doing it. They're doing it to me personally.
Yeah. There's no other way to describe it. They have announced.
Land 217.
I would argue that in Phase 4 and Phase 5, we have seen probably 10 things promised, and maybe 3 of those will happen ever.
Well, to be fair,
so then don't promise them.
To be fair, Kang, that came out of nowhere.
Okay,
I mean, they had to fix a lot of shit.
I think
3 out of 7.
You need to give it.
That's still not even 50%.
I feel like you got to give.
Got to qualify the statement a little bit.
You just have a little, take everything with a bit of a, grain of salt because.
Right. Why are we taking things that they're promising with
they weren't
planning?
Salt? I think they weren't planning. They weren't planning on Celestials being so poorly received, and they weren't planning on Jonathan Majors being a dickhead.
So don't promise it. If there's any chance of it,
I mean, how are they going to operate? I mean, purely from a business standpoint, you have to make plans.
Right, but you don't have to tell those.
So you're saying don't tease it.
Don't tease it. Okay. Yeah, tease something that you know is coming out. Right.
So what you're saying is don't do marketing. And try to build up.
Dare you? Don't tell us what you're going to have soon.
That is absolutely not what I'm saying. Right? You have movies like, I don't know what came after the Eternals, whether it was Shang-Chi or, whatever, Multiverse of Madness or a TV show.
Shang-Chi was incredible and not well received.
Okay. I think the first half of Shang-Chi was fine. Second half was bad.
I'm still going. Right? You have all these movies that are coming out within a couple of months. Do something fun. Show Shang-Chi with... show like a connection between those two, right? That movies that are actually coming out that we actually know are happening. Mm-hmm. Don't show us this great stuff that we could see for Eternals 2, and then when it fails, we don't get to see it. That's not fair to fans. It's not.
Yeah, I guess.
That's all I got.
I'm trying to reason around like your anger, and I feel like it's just unreasonable.
Yeah. I think your take sucks, to be totally honest.
I don't know what to tell you. They should not tease things that aren't going to happen.
Do you have some sand in places that it shouldn't belong today, or
no? I just woke
just really rubbing you raw or something?
All of this stuff about Marvel.
Buddy's chafing big time.
I'm a huge Marvel guy, right? Huge Marvel guy.
Massive.
And haven't missed a single thing they've put out ever.
I don't know. You did say that you would skip a Marvel movie for basketball. That's...
Yeah, you did say that.
I would go, for college basketball? Yeah, but I would watch it during the week. But I'm not...
I don't know. I would never. I would never.
You haven't even seen Brave New World. It's been out for 2 months.
That's because I don't care about Anthony Mackie.
It actually comes out tomorrow on digital. I'm going to watch it tomorrow.
Exactly.
But
Great.
anyways, it's just not fair. I'm a huge Marvel guy. Don't tease me with stuff I'm excited to see and then not have it. It's
okay.
Doesn't make sense.
That I can take. That I understand.
Also, just to qualify the thing about Brand New World, Brave New World, whatever it is.
Brand New Day, okay. Spider-Man, Brand New World.
Okay, here it is.
America.
Here it is. I love Harrison Ford. I think he does.
What the fuck does he know about cameras?
Right, but he doesn't give a fuck about anything Marvel. He doesn't know anything about it. He doesn't care about the movies. He was there for a paycheck.
Yeah, but here's the problem, right? This was one I'll defend them for.
Oh God,
I'm gonna defend them on this one. They had plans.
We're gonna fight today. I can feel it.
They had plans for it to be someone completely different. They can't help that the guy died. That's not on them.
Yeah,
they had the panic.
I got a question about Brave New World specifically. There's a scene where he is turning into the Red Hulk, behind the presidential podium, right?
Yep.
There is a lot of spit going on. Do you think that was all from his face, or was that digitally input?
That had to be CGI, right?
You think CGI spit? That's the question, ladies and gentlemen. Answer us, please, in the comments.
Yes.
CGI spit or no?
Yes, absolutely. Thunderbolt Ross's spit when he turns into the Red Hulk. It's digitally.
Okay, then I have a follow-up question. Okay. The vein in his neck, CGI or no? I think that Harrison Ford has that amount of rage built up. It could probably be just
that one's legit.
That's actually true. Yeah, enough old man rage to just. You know what I mean? That's
he's on so many meds. Probably it's all those blood thinners, man. Are just making him crazy.
It's past 6:30.
Yeah, I think he's fine. Honestly, if we're gonna stick on Harrison Ford for just a minute here, I really really like his character in Shrinking. He plays, oddly enough, a therapist. So and he's a pretty well down to earth therapist.
Is he confused?
One of his plot lines is that he has not dementia. What's the other one? No, the one where you shake.
Parkinson's.
Is that yes, Parkinson's. He has Parkinson's, and that's his kryptonite.
Parkinson's.
Yes, apparently it's a lot of people's kryptonite.
Yeah, it's a lot of it's not great to live with.
No, which it's bad.
Yeah.
But no, he's really good in that, and Jason Segel's also in that, and a number of other notable actors. But anyway. Alrighty, so that's it for the news this week. Zach, what'd you watch this week? Doesn't look like a whole lot.
Gotta be honest, guys. I put in a little under 80 hours last week at work. Didn't have a whole lot of time to do stuff. So
I'm Zach, and I work all the time. Wah.
Yeah. Anyways, fuck you guys.
I didn't say it. I respect you as a worker.
I'm still looking for a reason to fight you.
This is all he does
over that last opinion. Anyways, okay. So I watched.
He's trying to walk you back slowly.
I got. Yeah, he's like, eh. I watched a little more Andor. Man, what a just phenomenal show.
So, do you feel dumb? No, save it. Do you feel dumb now for not watching it all the way through the first time?
No, because
you should.
House of the Dragon took over my life.
It's a shame.
I'm going to say something crazy. Okay, Andor is good. It's not great. It hits like a patch where for like four episodes, nothing really happens. The pacing is just bad.
See, that's the problem with you. Okay, I'm gonna get mad for a second.
All right,
that's the problem with fans like you. You can't have a dramatic anything if it's not laser bolts and fucking lightsabers and killing people all the time. You're not interested. How dare you listen to a monologue for once in your fucking life and actually enjoy it? It's so annoying.
No.
It's so annoying. That's why the first 6 episodes is all character building.
First 6 episodes are good. That's not what I'm talking about.
What are you talking about then?
When we're at the prison, it never ends. The prison never ends. We're stuck there for like 8 episodes of time.
8 episodes.
8 episodes. It's like the 9th episode of the season.
It's 6 through 9.
Yeah, it's too long.
It's not.
We need to be in and out so we can see more character development.
No.
We don't need to see
That's when he truly when he's in the prison.
When he's gone.
No, when he's in the prison, that's where his true hatred for the Empire comes in. Because he's in the system. He gets arrested for no reason,
right?
For the wrong reason.
Right.
He goes into the prison, he's stuck there,
right.
It's a work camp.
Right.
Yeah,
they're making shit left and right for the Empire.
He's laying low. He's minding his P's and Q's, and then just gets pulled in for nothing.
Yes, and that's where his hatred grows from.
I get it.
That is entirely no. You don't.
It goes on 2 episodes too long. We can get that within the first 2 episodes. We can get that across early. We don't need 4 hours worth of that.
We need to see because you see exactly what Cassian can become. If Cassian stays in there for the rest of his life, he becomes Kino Loy. Okay, and you see that at the beginning.
Yep.
He runs his own floor. He runs his own floor. He is entirely Stockholm syndrome to whatever. Okay, he's head down, working until he can get out.
Yep.
And if he continues that, if he stays in there for as long as he potentially could have, forever, he becomes Kino Loy. And you need to see the other end of the spectrum. In the first episode and a half, then the second half, you see Kino Loy being like, "Oh shit, I need to get out of this place. I need to become Cassian. I need to hate the Empire to the extent where I'm going to rebel."
Yeah, I agree with that. So you see the first part in episode 1, and you see the second part in the second episode, and you're 2 episodes in the prison.
You can't have 2 terrible opinions in one podcast.
Okay, let me explain it like this, and I think this is where you're missing it. I think what you want is for the in-game level fight scene at the very end with Thanos, right? You get all the superheroes together and all the things, right?
No, because I don't even think we're going to get that.
No, wait. But you want that level of entertainment on the screen at all times.
That mixed with his TikTok level attention span.
But what I think you're doing is you're discounting all of the world building that's happened to build the stakes that makes that fight so important.
Okay, let me argue with that. Okay, I am a big world building guy, right? I am. Okay.
Huge construction game.
In Andor.
He owns many hammers.
We are world building, for sure. That's what the prison episodes are, right? It's world building, okay? But we don't need to see that much of it because of the fact that none of those characters make it out with him at all. So if we're going to world build outward, we're going to see the people again.
You have to build.
We don't need 4 episodes of an inner monologue of
It's
Andor.
not, for one, it's not 4 episodes. And you're also completely
6
over
9, 6, 7, 8, 9.
No, it's
4
6, 7, and 8.
It's definitely not.
It's 9,
it's
10.
Not 4 episodes.
It's not 4 episodes. If anything,
we just got to the prison,
8, 9,
and I'm
10.
at episode 9. It's definitely not that many episodes.
Maybe
it's like 7, 8, 9 or something like that. But anyway, you're overlooking completely that it cuts away to other characters the whole time.
Oh yeah,
those episodes also are some of the best with Luthen.
Yeah, you're right. Visiting other storylines. Yeah. So this is where I think you might fall off. Is that I'm not calling you stupid. I like you, but there's multiple storylines happening at one time, and you have to follow all of them.
No, I enjoyed everything but Andor's prison parts. Everything.
That's crazy because that honestly is my favorte part.
Yeah.
It's not my fault.
I don't understand.
It's 100% not fault. Yeah, it is your fault, and you're wrong. So here's Look, what they did was with Andor, and what makes it so phenomenal is that you have a movie, Rogue One, which did well, and it made you feel like the original Star Wars movies were back. Mm-hmm. It was the first thing that came out after the
Force Awakens.
Yeah, after the Force Awakens, that was actually good. Right? It made you feel something.
It wasn't just a repeat.
It is the best Star Wars.
It is a phenomenal Star Wars movie. Everyone loves Cassian Andor, and then you get the Andor TV show, and that's to build around what that character is, so that it makes the Rogue One movie. It's more context, and it explains what this person is and why they believe what they believe, and it's a lore thing.
Well, and I get but the prison part was just too long.
We're in a unique position where we know the end. We know how Cassian goes. We know where he is at the beginning of Rogue One, and how he's truly the personification of the rebellion. He's it's so deeply rooted in him, and you don't just get there in 2 episodes. It's a slow burn, but it's to the benefit of the character development.
The crazy thing
That's what's crazy to me. I
about
don't know how you don't get this.
I completely get this. My only argument, okay? We need to see Andor become who he is, right? I think a lot of that could be done outside of the prison. We watch too much of what's going on inside of the prison. We only need an episode or 2 of the actual, like, what's going on in the prison. Get us in, get us out, and do the same sort of world building, turning Andor who he is. We can see that all on the outside.
People are going to be so mad at your opinion, they're going to make fun of you.
I just feel like you just want to hop, skip, and jump past like all the important stuff. And I think the thing is that like you read the books for the lore.
Right.
No?
I am a lore. I'm not telling you. I'm telling you. Here's what I'm telling you. I don't think we need to skip the lore. This is clear. I don't think that Andor needs to skip the lore of the prison. I think they should have wrote it in a way where a lot of that occurs outside of the prison in a different way, but still does the same effect.
I don't even know if
the same guy that's saying this is also saying if Tom Holland isn't in Doomsday, I don't get any bangs out of it.
I'm gonna cry about it.
I'm gonna cry. Somebody call a ambulance.
I don't know what to tell you. I'm just saying it's a bad decision. Disney is making bad decisions right now. It's okay.
That's
Andor is good. Andor as a whole is good. The decision to have 3, 4, 5 episodes in the prison was bad.
It was not even remotely.
Pretty soon we're going to. It's crazy to have the entire season take place in the prison.
Just write an email.
Yeah.
Send me the script. I'll just read it. There's too much time.
No,
That's insane.
Lance,
I'm sorry.
I love you, but not everything's a TikTok, bud. I'm sorry.
No.
Sometimes you have to like actually, watch something.
You're the reason that we have to trim the TikToks down from 1:30 to 50 seconds.
People
also, we can't put your face on the cover of them, apparently.
Yeah.
Come on, guys. That one hurts a little bit. Like,
oh, that's so
I'm
funny.
A handsome man.
We did. I do have to shout out. I can't think of his name, so maybe it's not that important. One dude commented. One dude sent us a DM. He was like, "I love your guys' show." I was like, "Oh, thanks, brother."
Really?
It's like really cool to have a nerd podcast where I feel like all my opinions are represented. And I was like, "That's cool,
He's
brother."
Talking about
we appreciate it.
I also think Andor is 3 episodes too long in the prison.
No.
Send us a DM and tell him how wrong he is.
Yep. And he had a cool profile pic, so
yeah,
let us know if you hear this, brother.
Also, shout out that guy that called me a racial slur. That was pretty cool.
All right. Oh, was it a slur? It wasn't even really a slur.
It was in all caps. I took it as a slur.
It's got to be bad then.
Okay, sorry. We took a lot of time on this. I've only watched Andor and then our movie of the week. Anyways, Jacob, what have you been watching?
So I watched Mickey 17, Fellowship of the Ring, Mission Impossible 1, and The Last of Us. So Mickey 17 did not love. Got to be honest with you. It's pretty bad, actually. I letterbox that puppy at a 4 out of 10.
Wow. I think that's a little too low. I think it was okay. It was like a 6, 7.
I don't know. I think I mentioned it before.
Well, your scale is like, 7 is good, right?
Yeah, your
7 is good.
IGN rating.
Or, no. Yeah, 6 is fine. 5's okay.
Actually, now that I think about it, I may have given it a 5. It might have been 5.
Okay. I mean, I think that's reasonable. It feels like they tried to tell 2 stories in one, almost. Like, you get 2 separate halves of the same movie, almost.
Oh,
like
I just also realized
disjointed.
It's at Letterboxd is at a 5. I gave it a 3. That's what I gave it. I was thinking the middle.
Oh, so you had a 6 then?
Yeah, I guess.
I had a buddy a long time ago. His scale was, since 5 is like the average between 1 and 10, 5 was average. He's like, it was a 5. I'm like, you don't understand how this works.
No.
Yeah, that's below. That's failing.
Denominators listen.
Mission Impossible 1 low.
Yes. Yeah, that is not.
Yeah, no, I just wasn't that big of a fan. I did really, really, though, enjoy Robert Pattinson as both Mickey 17 and 18. I thought I think the storyline was cool. There's just a lot of that extra kind of nonsense that I really didn't care for. And honestly, for those of you that are thinking as like the political caricatures, I didn't really care about that at all. That was fine. It was just, I don't know, it didn't hold my attention. It wasn't, it was a cool concept, but I guess not cool enough to be, whatever. I did really like the scene at the beginning, though, where So he dies, quote unquote, on like that ice planet or whatever, or the asteroid or whatever they were looking for, or they think he's dead, and then he ends up showing back up. And then the one chick is yelling at the other guy. She's like, that rock's not going to fit in here. It's not going to fit in the bay. And then the guy's just like, well, they told me to bring it in here, so I got to bring it in here. And she's like, it's not going to fit. And he's like, well, I got to try. And then he ends up breaking all the pipes. I don't know. I just thought it was really funny. That was the last time I laughed, though.
Yeah, well, I don't think it was supposed to be like a super...
I don't know. I wanted some brevity. I don't know. I lied. The next part I laughed was when they were in the hole, and he, like, Steven Yeun's character is like, come on, dude, let me back out. And he's like, fuck, fine. And then just, like, pulls him back out of the hole. Because they reached some bargain because people come into the room. It was, I don't know, it was dumb. I didn't really care for it.
I thought it was fine. I don't think you need to like go out and like buy it or anything. But if it comes like Netflix, sit down and watch it.
I haven't enjoy it. I haven't watched it. If it does come to streaming, I'll take a look.
See, I was really excited to see it, and I rented it. Maybe that's why I'm so upset about it. It's because I rented it and spent
$5.
$15.
Whoa,
15 buckaroos.
What a massive scam Prime Video rentals are. Because if it's something that comes out like recently, or like it's like a fairly new release, it's $15 to rent it, $20 to buy, and I almost always buy it then because it's like, well, shit, if I gotta
for $5 more,
yeah, it's I'm totally because I'm glad I didn't. I don't watch this shit again.
Here's the thing about
in this case, so I save myself $5.
The rules around like the renting things on like Apple TV or on Amazon or whatever, it's so strange. They put like a 48-hour time limit on it.
See, that's stupid. Yeah. If I rent it, I should be able to watch it whenever the hell I want.
Yeah, give me a time frame. Okay, that's fine. I have it for 5 days. But like also, I think it's on Amazon Prime that you can't pause or like rewind or something.
Well, you can, but you can't. Like your time doesn't reset. Your time doesn't pause.
Yeah. That's the rule set's weird. You
essentially have 36 hours to watch this movie
once, and then it disappears.
No, I think you can actually watch it twice. I might be wrong. But
I'm fairly bargain at $15.
Freaking dumb, though. Anyway, I also watched Fellowship of the Ring. It is on my top 10 forever.
Boo.
Extended edition, obviously.
Can I tell you something else crazy?
I really, really love that movie. It is the perfect film. It is the perfect standalone of a trilogy. You can watch it kind of as a complete. There's a very distinct ending, and you kind of there's this longing for more, but you're happy with what has happened already.
Yeah.
You don't get that anymore, especially with movies that are planned to be the beginning of like a franchise or something, at least with a sequel. And you don't get that as much anymore. I just spit on my microphone. Yeah, the casting is phenomenal. It's one of those things though where I grew up with that movie, so I don't know if I'll ever be okay with like a recast. I think forever it'll just be like Sir Ian McKellen's going to be Gandalf. They recast Gandalf at some point, which I'm sure they will. Like the dude's 90 something.
Yeah, how long do you think until they remake those movies?
I don't know. See, that's 25 years ago before.
They've never remade Star Wars. They've definitely expanded, but like,
I would argue Lord of the Rings is closer to like a Harry Potter setup than
I don't know. Harry Potter was actually good, so I don't know about all that. But
see, the problem I think
as far as like books and things like, we're probably gonna see it. Well, but they've kind of went a different way.
Depending on how long society lasts,
right? They're doing a TV show like that expands the world. That's what I wanted to see with Harry Potter, and we're not getting that. Right? We're seeing a read.
I know we're fair. As a whole, this podcast is fairly critical of adaptations and the films and the digital media or digital mediums being standalone from the adapted works. So whatever the source material is, in this case, Lord of the Rings, it's a book. J.R.R. Tolkien. This is one of the few that I've actually read all of them, and I'm actually you could have. If you wanted to adapt just Fellowship, you could have 3 movies.
Yeah.
There is big enough a multitude of information in that.
Yeah, obviously, like, whatever the source material is, just be true to that.
Yeah.
That's what people want.
There's a lot of stuff that they don't add, because, like, Tom Bombadil is not in the Peter Jackson stuff, and
he's kind of like a one-off, right?
He's just kind of
back.
No, he's. There's a lot of theories on what Tom Bombadil is. Some people think he's like the god of Middle Earth. There's a lot of people who think think he is also some additional blue wizard like the Eastar and all that stuff. There's a lot of theories.
You heard it here first. Give us a Tom Bombadil TV.
See, no, but the dude is,
and you better do it too, because he'll get mad.
so I gotta be honest. I'm one of those dudes that doesn't really like him. He's
What?
yeah, because I watched I've read all of the books. Did I not just say that?
Maybe.
Yeah, he said it.
Yeah,
It's one of the only things that he's read.
yes.
I've only read the first book.
I've also read the Silmarillion. I've read the Silmarillion. I've read the Unfinished Tales. I've also read all the other stuff. Oh no, we lost a light.
Dang it. Did we unplug it? Or is it not plugged in?
It happened.
Oh, also, this one is unplugged too. Oh, this is the new one? So this one went out? Yeah, this one went out. It's pulled in.
I wonder if it's because they weren't charged.
To begin with?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm out of the box.
I haven't seen Lord of the Rings movies. That's what I was going in with.
You haven't?
No, that's what.
Can I be honest? I think that I
Went off again. Man. All right.
just leave it. I guess.
Fuck it.
So I mean, I don't remember where I was at,
yeah.
but
Yeah, I mean,
Anyways, I think what you were talking about is that you got hooked on phonics, and then you read the Lord of the Rings.
I read Lord of the Rings, and I actually read them again recently. It's the only thing. It's one of the few things I've read twice, and like I said, I think it's I can get over the fact I can be okay with them leaving out so much stuff
Sure.
in the movies because it's like purely from a logistical standpoint, it's a lot of stuff.
Yep.
It would be a massively expensive movie, and I don't think that some of the characters would be as well received. Like the Peter Jackson films were dark, gritty, like like the wizards and all the bad shit that happens and Sauron and all. It's kind of a gross, grimy film in that regard with like the stuff that's supposed to be evil. And I don't think a lot of that stuff would contrast well with like Tom Bombadil, who is this dude who runs around singing, and his wife is this like nymph who, like a lady of the woods and all that stuff. Like some of those things make sense why it was cut.
but I think it'd be cool to see like, so it starts like we get that scene,
Mhm.
like so it cuts into we get where we get in the book, right? And then instead of following them out onto their quest, we see what happens with Tom Bombadil, right? That seems like a good making of a TV show. Like we talked about Severance.
Have you watched Rings of Power? Tom Bombadil is in the second season.
Really? I have not. Okay.
Yeah.
We're
so
getting
like
somewhere.
when I don't really like it all how I don't like the Rings of Power. I don't like where they're going with Gandalf. Gandalf shows up in this show in the Second Age, which is not at all what happens in the books. Gandalf shows up in the Third Age. Yeah, and it's just it's way too early. He wouldn't interact with these characters at this time. We also don't really get like an origin-ish. We just know that he shows up.
Right, but it's a separation, right? Like you said, we're separating the books from the movies.
No,
Like,
but I think you have that source material, especially with timeline stuff. That when you start messing with timeline, that's when I don't agree.
But we're gonna see that with Last of Us. We already have.
See, that's
Right,
different.
so-
That's
In what
that's
way?
two video games that I don't really care for. And honestly, maybe it's just a personal preference thing because I hold those books and those movies so dearly. I don't think I would be cool with that.
Yeah,
I'm not cool with that. I don't like the way that they're doing it
To
in
me-
the show.
To me, when you make a movie, when you make something, right, you're always going to need to adapt it, at least in some small part, to make it fit on screen. A book is not meant to be a movie. A book is meant to be a book. So you have to make these changes
Unless you're
and
Susan
adapt
Collins.
things. Like, yeah, she's a dang genius. But even her, I mean, there's still things that change, things that shift slightly, tones that change. Like, books are made to be books. So when you find a good story in a book, you need to slightly change it and make it fit to the big screen.
Rush through the plot and get to the action.
That's not what I'm saying at all.
Quit talking so much.
That is.
Shoot some people.
Punch him in the head.
I am not the action guy.
Anyway,
I
so-
do not even enjoy action. Don't like John Wick. I am a story guy.
That's
but
like the one he could have chosen.
Yeah, that is
no speaking.
Yeah, I got to be honest. I'm surprised you don't like John Wick.
I hate it.
It's such
I'm
a
not
mindless
big-
watch.
I'm really not a big action guy.
Yeah, we
I
saw
like the
4.
story.
We saw Parabellum. Is that 3?
Yeah.
Which one's Parabellum?
Yeah, 3.
We saw that one
Garbage.
in theaters, and like I think he was ready to leave 30 minutes in.
Hated
That's
it.
what
I would rather saw Secret Life of Pets across the aisle.
To be fair,
Well,
to an extent,
He's a Disney adult, but why do you hate it?
to an extent, it is action. It's almost like a video game in the sense where we got to go over here and get this thing and get this thing and get this thing, but the in between spots are just him murdering like 30 people.
I need the story, and there's just not much of it. I need the story, right? I'm a story guy. I really am. I know that it may not sound like
Unless it takes place in a prison and it's going slightly too long for your taste.
Yeah.
I just think that it sat too long in the prison.
Yeah.
I found the prison
Arguing
story-
with you is like trying to nail Jello to a wall. You just keep moving,
Yeah,
That's
you're
right.
slippery and flat.
slippery and flat. And you got a big old head.
Anyway, so I watched Fellowship. Yeah, that was great. Mission Impossible, rewatched that. That was our movie of the week. We're gonna discuss that here shortly. And then I watched The Last of Us. I actually really liked the first episode.
Didn't you say you only watched?
I have only seen.
Okay.
Okay, let me rephrase that. The 45 minutes that I have seen of the first episode, I have liked.
Insane that you stopped with 15
I was
minutes.
watching it before this, and I came here.
Yeah. Do you feel stupid for stopping your watch of the first episode?
No.
No. Okay.
It was good. I enjoyed it. A lot of world building, right? There wasn't a lot of action. There was a lot of world building stuff, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I think they did a great job.
This is the contradicting stuff that I was talking about last week.
He just likes to pick and choose.
Okay, I need to
I
point
have
this out.
opinions, and I like to spread. I may not be good at art.
I have opinions, and none of them coincide with each other.
Is it considered a fourth wall break if we talk about a past episode real quick?
No, let's do it.
Or is that just
Bring it in.
conversation?
Yeah, I think it's just conversation.
Lance says I'm scanning through this puppy last week looking for clips, right?
Yeah.
He says at one point Superman's kryptonite is kryptonite.
Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
You use
I wrong?
the reference
To describe.
to describe
Right.
the device. I don't
Right,
know.
but like-
I showed it to Melee and he's like, "Is he retarded?"
Whoa, we cannot use that. But
I'm sorry.
but
Get them all out, folks.
but I use kryptonite as like people do, like, oh, that's my kryptonite, and then his just happens to be kryptonite. So it's kryptonite.
They're saying that though because of the source.
I understand that.
I just thought it was hilarious, and I was gonna use it as a clip, but I thought people would hate you too much.
I gotta be honest.
fine.
Use as a
Long,
clip
dude.
and play Third Eye Blind or whatever. I took a walk or that song. Yeah. Yeah. Get it. Clip it.
Anyway, so yeah, I watched all those things. I thought it was good. The opening scene was pretty cool. Liked that. That's pretty. It makes me want to play the video games.
I wanna be fresh for the stories. I don't want if it's already started, like I'm not gonna start a book if I haven't already started before the movie or before
the girl's
TV
getting.
show. I need to see. I want to be.
That's my only. That would be my only gripe with the whole thing, and I don't care near as much as some people on Twitter. But I am a little confused. There's a 5-year time jump,
Mhm.
right after the opening scene with Abby, right?
Right.
And she looks identical. Like, why not a recast there?
Okay. So here, I'll
Is that the
I'll
little
throw it
girl?
back, right?
The little girl,
Yeah,
No,
it's
no.
Mormont.
it's a.
Yeah, it is.
little lady Mormont.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh,
I'm talking about Ellie.
you said Abby.
Yeah,
I know. I said we're
It's
talking about.
universe.
I know. I'm saying we're after the scene with Abby.
Gotcha.
It jumps 5 years.
Okay,
I'm not hating the actress at all. I
she's
Yeah.
caught a lot of hate here lately.
I don't understand why. I think she's a fine actress, and I really enjoy her in the first season. I just
thought
don't.
they
understand.
wrote her. Okay. I watched the first 6 episodes. I thought they wrote her character to be a little bit too obstinate. Like, personally, I mean, obviously, like you're a troubled teen, and
Yeah,
like she carries a little knife with her. She's gonna really get you, But it's like
she used it.
I don't know. Didn't really do it for me.
Yeah, like I thought.
Fantastic as Little Lady Mormont, though. Arguably one of the best parts of the final season.
Huge dragon guy. I think that she's fine.
Nuts, am I right?
I think that she's fine, and I don't have a problem with her in the first season. Actually, I don't really have a problem with her right now either. It just seems if if there is this 5-year jump that they're talking about, her behavior hasn't changed at all, and her looks haven't really changed at all. I don't think that it would have been offensive to anybody if they recasted her.
But here's what I'm going to argue, right? What TV show are you really looking forward to coming up right now?
Andor,
right?
Yeah, 100%.
We're 10 years past where Andor takes place, at least, right? So why does Andor look older in the previous TV show than he does the movie, right? Because because Andor, right, the TV show takes place before Rogue One, like 10 years in advance, at least.
Are you talking about
the actor looks significantly older than he does in the movie?
Well, they can't recast the guy.
Why would we recast Ellie?
He's just playing devil's advocate. See, I think the problem.
I'm not.
Okay,
I
think it's a lot easier.
I gotta be honest. I don't think. I don't think Cassian looks much different than he did in the movie, anyways.
No, I don't think so either. Because I rewatched Andor season 1 like 2 weeks ago, and before I did that, I rewatched Rogue One, and I didn't see a huge difference at all.
You're gonna see a major one coming up for this.
I also don't really have an issue.
No, he's tall, dark, and handsome. Leave him alone.
They gave him a cool coat, and he's fine. He's got longer hair.
It just you're picking.
If anything, from season 1 to season 2, he looks more like Rogue One, which is in timeline.
His brain's exploded.
Yeah,
He's just wrong. He's just wrong.
But yeah, I don't know why you're so critical of me not liking.
I just think it's hypocritical.
I also
love one.
My argument.
Judge the other.
My argument. I literally led my argument with I don't have a problem with her really at all in this season. That if I had to pick and choose something to be slightly upset about, it's the casting. I think that they were probably better off with recasting.
I disagree.
Knowing some of the stuff that she's going to have to do in this season, I don't know.
She's also like 27, 28? Like she is a full grown adult.
Okay, it's a Tom Holland situation then. They just look young.
I think they should have just. I mean, honestly,
the problem is
they should have just cast a girl that looks more like the girl in the.
I would agree.
In the video game myself. But.
I think it was. They already had her on contract at HBO. They knew her.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that happens a lot.
Honestly, she was coming off of like everyone loved her in Game of Thrones, and so they were probably getting a little bit of that momentum.
Heck, we had that with Frank and Bill in the Bill was in White Lotus season 1 HBO show.
You heard it here, guys. These guys hate Ellie, the Ellie actress for Last of Us, and wish it was someone else.
I don't really
wish it was someone else. I don't
really have like a dog in this fight because I don't really watch the show. I don't care. I do love her as Lady Mormont.
She's a good actress.
But she's also 9 years old in that, so
she deserves to say.
I think that she was supposed to be 9, and she is 9.
Yeah, no, she's 9 years old. She's just a kid.
Yep. But I don't know. It's maybe more even the behavior thing, too. It doesn't feel like she's grown really at all. Because like, there's that scene at the beginning when she's shouting.
But if you want to stay true to the source material, I think the games are exactly like that. She doesn't change that much between games.
That's probably true. I don't know. I have not played the games, so I'm not really that upset about that.
So you guys are doing the same thing, right? You're picking and choosing.
I also think it's just pretty uncalled for people to be super upset about her looks. Like I think she's fine. Like I don't have a problem with the way she looks.
No one's calling her like ugly or fat or anything. I just
people are.
Definitely people are.
Okay, well, no one here.
Yeah.
No.
I don't give a shit about that. I just think that it would be better to cast someone who looks more like they're supposed to in the game.
Yeah, I would agree. Anyway,
that's fine.
So yeah, that's I like the episode regardless of those things.
Like who's the main character? What's his name? Joel.
Yeah.
Yeah. If they cast like look, if they just
Pedro
cast
Pascal really doesn't look.
So you played Joel in the game, right? You don't think he looks like the main character at all?
Decent.
He looks a little bit like him, but so does Ellie in that regard. I mean, they're both kind of similar. You know what I mean?
All right.
Like,
my point is that look, if you didn't cast Joel and instead got a 6-foot blonde woman, people would be upset about it.
But they didn't do that. At least
this is what we're looking at here. Yeah. I mean, just a grungy old man.
You can't tell me that's not based on what's the dude who does all the like world-ending movies? That's who that is. What is his name? From Greenland. What is?
Are you talking about 300 guy?
Yeah. What is his name? That's who.
Why can't I think of his name?
He did a Godzilla movie, right?
No.
Just look up 300 cast or Greenland.
Gerard
Butler.
Gerard Butler. That is Gerard Butler. That's who you're seeing.
I don't think so at all.
I don't think Gerard could play that. Also, what happened to Gerard Butler? He's just not anywhere doing anything.
You think the grumpy old man that I just showed you looks like this guy?
Yeah.
More so than Pedro Pascal?
Absolutely.
Man,
I think he could also play.
This is an iconic run here. Honestly,
I gotta be honest.
I think
Olympic level.
you could also argue what's his name
four
from
for four on Ben
Lannister, Jamie Lannister. He would look more like that than Pedro.
Dude's
Pascal.
fucking blonde.
You can dye hair, man.
I think Pedro Pascal is a phenomenal cast.
Okay, leave us some comments on how stupid this guy is right now.
And I hate how it's become the Lance hate podcast, but I mean,
I
just
came
gotta
in with a vengeance. I came in. You guys wanted my true opinions, and I'm giving them to you, and then you're shitting all over them.
No, we
It's on the
understand.
offense.
We wanted your true opinions. It's just a bummer they suck.
It's just unfortunate they're all bad.
I guess if that's what you guys believe.
Oh my god! All right, Lance, what have you been watching?
Well, I watched Last of Us.
Did you watch any Disney movies this week?
Let me rack my brain.
What'd your wife make you watch?
Nothing. You know, I've been watching not a whole lot. We've still been kind of busy with moving stuff. Baseball started, so it's been kind of busy. I watched that. I watched Daredevil. Got caught up.
I loved the last episode.
I'm excited for
Tomorrow.
episode 9. Yeah.
See, you watched more Studio.
You know, that's still on there, but I actually haven't watched.
Haven't watched anymore.
episode 3
Okay.
yet. No.
Damn. Okay.
Sorry.
I've started the episode 2 times.
Are you
And I get 5 minutes in and then I quit.
really?
Yeah. I don't know.
So fast. I'm surprised because I mean the first episode goes by so quick because it is so fast paced. You're on episode 3, or you've watched episode 3.
I'm going on to episode 3.
Okay,
I've
yeah,
watched
we're in the same spot. I've watched the first 2 episodes.
Yeah. I thought they were good. I'm excited to watch more.
It's
I
not
just
better than
haven't got
Severance,
around
but
to
I think it's good.
I also had 6 or 7 episodes of Last of Us. So
Is it better than
done.
Succession?
The Succession, the TV show?
Mm.
God no.
Okay.
That's completely different.
Is it? Well, we were kind of comparing it in like the same like film style, slightly
Oh,
fast paced.
Yeah, but you've got one comedy,
Like a one camera-
You've got like a comedy. They're just not comparable. I think Studio
They're
One
shot
is
similar
better.
because they're fast paced.
I don't know.
But I think that
not really
Succession
watched
does a
it.
better job with the pacing.
I think Studio One.
I personally love Succession.
I could be wrong.
5 for 5. Bad.
I could be wrong. I mean, I think that Succession started off not perfect. Right, episode 2 it starts to heat up, but season 2.
I think
starts to heat
Succession
up,
has
but
one of the best pilots ever.
the season as a whole, not the episode.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Season
Did you
1.
know they were planning on actually killing off Logan? They didn't know that Logan was going to make it to the end, right? They were planning on killing him off season 1.
Really?
Yeah, he just did so well in screen tests that they kept his character alive.
That makes sense.
So they knew where they were going by the end of the first season.
Mhm.
So like we were talking about last time, I like when TV shows know where they're going and they know when to cut it. They call it a day.
Yeah.
So I feel like you
Severance
could
does
have
not.
I fear that, but Succession, they knew, beginning, middle, and end. They had it all wrote down at the beginning.
That's crazy that someone had thought of the Ken Roy rap before shooting that. That's just insane to me.
Yeah. Did a good job.
Anyway, what else did you watch? That's it?
I think there was some other like random stuff.
Should we get
While
into
sleep? But that's for the most part. Yeah.
Fair enough. Should we jump into the discussion topic?
Yeah, no one
Let's do it.
No one typed it out. What?
That's because I'm going to ask it to you face to face.
Damn.
That's where we like to go.
Discussion topic of the week is a question for you. Do you think Marvel Cinematic Universe Doctor Doom in Doomsday will be a Tony Stark RDJ variant?
Yes, and I think that's a mistake.
Yes, and I think it's not a mistake.
Care to elaborate?
Okay, I'm going to go off of what I believe Kevin Feige said, is quoted as saying, there is no one other than RDJ that could play this character the way that he's about to.
Okay.
And so I think that gives us exactly what we need, which is, yes, Doctor Doom in this iteration is a variant of Iron Man. And I think that I don't think there's anywhere in the comics that like Iron Man goes this direction, but I'm really excited to see what actually happens, because I do think that he is a Tony Stark. And then maybe, like, let's say Rhodey dies rather than making a recovery, and then he full on goes dark side, or, something happens. But very excited to see what's going on. I think it can only, it's a huge risk, but I think it's one worth taking.
I think in general it's a mistake that they hired Robert Downey Jr. back as Dr. Doom. Right? I think people are going to want him back as the Iron Man character, as who he was, right? And that's not who he's going to be. It's just setting yourself up for problems when they have to kill him off again, or whether, like, if he's too evil, if he's not evil enough. Like, there's just a fine line that they're going to have to play that I think puts them into a little bit of a box, especially because, like, it's not in the comics, right? It never happens. So why not
to my knowledge.
So why not find somebody new to play that, right? Like, there's plenty of characters that can play the same kind of role as Robert Downey Jr. Not as good, right? But why are we reusing characters this early?
Have you seen the clip of Robert Downey Jr. on Joe Rogan's podcast?
I have not.
So it happened, like, he was on Joe Rogan right after Endgame, I believe. Or maybe it was like a year after, and they'd had a couple, mishaps. Like, after Endgame, everything after Endgame kind of just like slowed way down because they had to rebuild back up to that Endgame level, which is where we're getting. But Joe Rogan's like, what's it gonna take? Are you really dead? Or he's like, yeah, I'm gone. Iron Man's gone. Whatever. And he's like, I think all it's gonna take is for them to have a string of a couple bad movies, and then they're gonna call you back to put that cape back on. And he's like, basically. And do you think he knew then?
I don't know.
It was
because that was the way they were at Kang.
Yeah, that's
right?
true.
But here's my thing, right? If they're struggling, right? Completely agree. Okay, here's your opportunity to bring back Iron Man fully, right? Pull him in from a different universe. Cut that off, which we're gonna have to by it.
That was a
Phase 6. Cut it off. Make it its own thing again. Leave all this multiverse stuff alone. But you can bring in Iron Man, right? You have those chances to bring in those characters.
We were supposed to get an Iron Man that was Tom Cruise.
That was
it just a? I think
may have just been a crazy respected Reddit theory.
It was. I don't know. I think a little more than that.
Yeah, it would have been. I forget what, like, the ultimate Tony Stark. I forget what his name is.
Yeah, there's like a god level of all these characters somewhere in the comics, but
like Supreme Stark.
I just don't understand
Iron Man and Supreme.
Why you bring him back as? I guess maybe because he's too expensive. But it's
got sour cream on it.
Just put him back as Iron Man, right? Just bring him back from a different universe, pull him in, have him for as many movies you want, and then kill him off again.
Oh, superior Iron Man.
It's simple.
Are you? I don't love change. Do you like change in general?
I don't mind it. I think that, yes, I don't have a problem with change.
No. As someone that's a close friend of yours, I think that you hate change, and you are a creature of habit to a fault.
Okay, well, be that as it may, in movies, I do not mind change, right? I think that the change that they've done hasn't been received well. I think that's fair, right? All of these main characters that they killed off, they haven't really replaced them with new stars. So, I think that they need to figure that out or pull back the old guys.
I just think it's a shame that...
What, you don't love the character, the deaf chick that plays...
Echo?
Not Echo. That plays Taskmaster?
Is she deaf in that?
She doesn't speak. I don't know if she's deaf, but...
I think she might be deaf.
I don't know. I don't know.
No, not Wait, Taskmaster?
Yeah.
Is it deaf? Or are you thinking of Ghost?
No, she doesn't speak in that whole movie. In that whole movie.
In Black Widow?
Yeah.
Really?
Say a single word.
No. I don't remember that. That was a terrible... That was peak COVID Marvel. It was just bad.
I think that everyone takes that one CGI scene and blows out of proportion.
Yeah, they really do.
I thought the overall movie itself was fine.
Yeah, where everything is exploding and she's falling out of the sky.
Yeah, everything. It was fine. I mean,
I disagree.
I like Yelena.
Yes, Yelena is a great character. I just don't give us the Black Widow movie before she's dead. Otherwise, there's no stakes.
No, I agree. It being like a flashback is kind of dumb.
That's just my take on that. If you're gonna if you want to kill off all these characters, then don't bring them back. Have their movies before, or bring them back in a different way, and then cut it off for good.
See, I think that, unfortunately, I think he's going to be an Iron Man variant, which sucks because I think you had a better opportunity to have just a different. We haven't seen Iron Man variants yet. And I think it's an unfortunate one that they're going to combine one of the coolest villains ever into this kind of amalgam character.
Just give us Iron Man.
I would rather just have a different Iron Man. Yeah.
Just give us Iron Man.
Yeah. And
why are we Doctor Doom?
I think they're very worried about bringing in a different Iron Man just because Robert Downey Jr. kind of
Robert,
is
bring
more.
us another Robert Downey Jr.
If I'm not even saying a different actor.
for
I would rather just have RDJ
from a different.
I think it would be cool to have like a super old Iron Man and him just like gray hair and him just
or like
being
starts as a,
essentially living in a life support suit. I think that would be cool.
Just or like starts as a villain, becomes the good guy,
Yeah.
Iron Man. Like
Or-
what
yeah.
could have happened if he didn't
Yes.
have all that stuff happen.
Imagine, or like you're saying, if Rhodey died or something, and he just went down this terrible path. I
But
would
then
rather,
you put him in a good guy at the end. By the
yeah,
end.
there's a reverse,
Yeah.
changing lanes.
Because that's probably what we're getting is something like that turns it bad. But I would
Yeah.
rather see him
So my
do
que-
that and then
Yeah.
end up good.
I'm excited to see Castle Doom. I don't know about you guys.
Are we gonna? That's not like that's what I'm kind of concerned about too. Is like, are we gonna get those really cool comic stuff because it's Iron Man, or it's not Iron Man, or will he be Iron?
I have a theory.
Does Tony Stark exist in this?
I think
Is he Tony Stark? Is he just Doom? Why does he
think-
look the same as Doom?
I think
that's what I'm
he
confused
is
about.
Tony Stark, just turn Doctor Doom. But my theory, I think we've already seen Castle Doom, and I think it's in Age of Ultron. Like
Oh.
that castle.
Think so?
I think we've already seen it.
Oh, what is that place called? Is it Sokovia? Sokovia.
Sokovia. Yeah, we've already seen it. I think.
Actually, wait. Does that opening scene take place in Sokovia?
I don't know.
I think it may.
They were kicking ass.
I don't remember. Yeah, that's whenever he had those cool missiles that blew it up from the inside.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, but I feel like I just rather than having RDJ be Doom, I would rather have RDJ be Superior Iron Man in a different verse.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree. And then you can keep bringing back, right? If you use him as Doom, he's a 2-and-doner max.
See, I think I think they box themselves in too much by using the same actor as a different character. I think that they're putting too much weight on how much the actor brings butts to seats. I don't know. I feel like
It
aren't
feels desperate.
They aren't.
it does feel desperate.
It does, but they're not wrong. He will get people in the seats.
Okay.
Well, I
Right,
specifically whenever they did the reveal, like they had all those Doctor Doom shitty costumes on the stage, right? And then everyone moved out of the way, and then he took his mask off, and it was RDJ, and we're like, "What? Oh, that's crazy!" It was so cool in that moment, but then the farther you get removed from that, you're like, "Actually, is it cool, or are we just?"
Again, you have to go back to what Kevin Feige said, which is no one else could play the character the way that he's going to. There's a reason why they went with.
It does suck that we can only speculate at this point.
Yeah, not for much longer.
I think we get a trailer end of the year.
Here's my issue, right? It's desperate. I think we all agree that it's a desperate move to put RDJ as the villain, right? If we're using that desperation,
Same mask, different task. It just it rhymes. That doesn't mean it's good.
if we're using that logic, right? They're desperate. They need to win, right?
I may have said it backwards.
Why are we skipping the big actors? I still cannot wrap my head around. We're making
Can you listen to this?
we're making
we're back on
desperate
this.
moves.
Could you
Marvel
imagine-
is making desperate moves to sell butts and seats, and then they're leaving out Hulk. They're leaving out all of these main characters that pulls butts to seats.
I don't understand.
Doesn't
You are just so
logically
you're
make
just
any sense.
okay. The only thing that kills your argument is that you're so short-sighted. He'll be in the next freaking movie.
I get it. I understand that.
If you have
wholeheartedly.
Hulk in every Marvel movie forever, I don't care about him.
You have an Avengers movie, and the only people who are Avengers aren't
Do you
in the
have
movie.
do you have
Why
any
are you
combos
doing that?
of Avenger combos we've had in the comics? There's so many things that you can be. It's this playground, this sandbox now, and you can make anybody be an Avenger. Who cares?
You have a team of Avengers, and you're missing over half of the team that are
Okay.
officially Avengers. It does not.
Where's
make
this
sense.
energy for Steve Rogers? I don't care that he's gone.
Okay.
He's 95 years old. What are we talking about?
Well, you're not.
The
It's not
people
the
that
same.
he left to be superheroes to lead the Avengers are not leading the Avengers. It is stupid. It's stupid.
Really testing the peaking here.
Yeah, I was hearing every one of those pounds.
Yes. I
Bing, bing, bing.
don't even remember what I was gonna say.
So, but here's okay. Again, we have never seen Doctor Doom in the Marvel Universe. Okay?
Not in the MCU.
Sorry, not in the MCU. Okay?
Right.
You have to set him up. And if the whole point of him getting set up is bringing Fantastic Four in, bringing the X-Men into the MCU, you don't need all the extra characters because this is the world building part.
I understand it
and
from
then
a story
if
perspective.
the new Spider-Man, if the new Spider-Man movie comes out between Doomsday and Secret Wars, that makes it almost a trilogy.
I understand it from a story perspective.
I think it's going to be.
Hardly. I think it's dumb to make these choices that are clearly meant to put butts in seats and then not use the people who actually put the butts in seats.
From what you just said, I think it's going to be more like an Ultron, Civil War, Infinity War thing. You had 2 Avengers movies, and then you had Civil War between them. Mm-hmm. I think that the Spider-Man movie is kind of going to be that.
It's going to bridge the gap, and it's going to fill it in.
It's going to be its own thing.
I know it's going to be in the same way that Civil War was its own thing, but you had like these other characters supporting it.
I picture it a lot more like Infinity War. Was it Ant-Man in between?
Yeah.
And Endgame. That's what I'm picturing. Its own story separate from...
They talk about the snap and all the things, though.
Yeah.
And
And didn't they just say this week that it's gonna
it's
gonna
going
run
to bridge the gap.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get Spider-Man too. I understand it. He's not even technically an Avenger. But the ones who are actual Avengers and they're not in the movie does not make sense. And it's stupid.
Anyway, I think I think it would be a nice clippable moment here. I'm gonna really just even say it. Fan cast Doom for me.
Okay.
I will go first. I think that a phenomenal Doctor Doom would be Jamie Lannister.
I don't know. Cillian Murphy for me. I think could absolutely fucking kill that role.
I mean, we've talked about him a lot. He's already going to be Reed Richards. But instead of Reed Richards in a clearly failing movie,
Pedro
Pascal.
I
don't think it's clearly failing. Let's hold up. Look,
I
know we've tried twice.
Time is not the charm.
We've tried twice now with Fantastic Four. It's
third time's a charm.
They haven't tried it with Kevin Feige yet. Right? So we're putting a lot on his plate. I don't think it's failing.
Yeah, I agree.
Wholeheartedly disagree. It's going to be a bad movie.
Have you seen the lady that plays Sue Storm? She can't fail. Although, hold up, sorry. Jessica Alba did play Sue Storm, and that failed. Never mind. It's
I don't think it necessarily failed. I think it was just wrong time.
No, it's a bad movie.
It was a box office success. The first Fantastic Four?
Yeah, the first Fantastic Four killed it. It wasn't a good movie, but it did kill.
And then people understood that it sucked, and
it's not good. I think that Silver Surfer looked really cool. I don't think he did anything significant.
He didn't.
I think
next to
having Galactus be a Stormcloud was a miss. Big old time. I am actually. That's one of the things I'm actually pretty excited about seeing, like a comic accurate. I say that again with a massive grain of salt and air quotes. I understand he's like planet sized and he's only like what 300.
I'm telling you,
but I think it'll be cool.
I'm telling you, the Fantastic Four movie, whatever Earth we're on, is going to get decimated.
So do you think that is a different Earth?
It's different.
Okay.
It's a different timeline.
We are seeing...
Is that confirmed? Am I just behind?
I don't know if it's confirmed, but...
It would be odd that it happened back then and we haven't heard about it in the current season.
I feel like it has like a weird like Jetsons vibe to everything that's going on in there.
It has been confirmed, I think.
Has it? Okay.
I think so.
I think that Earth gets absolutely destroyed and then Reed manages to make his way to a different timeline. Sans the rest of the Fantastic.
So I kind of back to kind of the fan casting thing. If it were to be like a Reed Richards with Pedro Pascal, and then we were to have to recast Reed Richards, I think that character kind of just inherently doesn't translate well to screen. I think because even with John Krasinski and
Stretch looks dumb
in Multiverse, the Stretch will always just kind of look stupid.
The Stretch looks dumb. I think John Krasinski played a great character, or played him great.
For the whole 5 seconds he was there, I thought it was fine.
I thought he was good. I liked him. No issues. Jim, give me more Jim Halpert. I don't care.
Yeah.
I think we're seeing the end of Marvel, the end of DC. We're seeing the end of superheroes. So, it's just a dark time.
We talked about this. Would it really be
leading into the rage bait?
I'm leading into everything here. Would it really? would it be a bad thing if superhero movies went away?
I think it would, just because I think we'd start to see the end of cinema as a whole, right? Because I think a large part of
These are
movie going audiences bringing people into movie theaters are these event movies that are these superhero movies. These tentpole.
I remember movies being. I think that all the good movies now, well, not all of them, but a lot of good movies now are Marvel superhero movies, right?
They're theme park movies now.
And I remember movies actually having like a plot and storytelling in them before everything was Marvel.
Attractive cinematography.
Yeah.
And
so I don't think
but I think that's just the movies that you go to, right? There's still plenty of good movies that are coming out, like all of these A24 movies, but people just aren't going to them because they want to go to these tentpole movies. You take these tentpole movies away, a lot of people just are going to stop going. That's just how it works.
Do you think there'll be an end to cinema then? I mean, is that what you're saying?
I hope not.
Yeah,
I love the movies, but I definitely
I don't think movies would ever go away.
I think
movie theaters would go away.
Movie theaters are on their way out right now, regardless of what we do.
I think it's more likely that theaters and movies in their current state would transition more to on-demand or stream-at-home television series.
Yeah,
and I think the competition, like the need for expensive movies, goes down. Right.
Well, I think if you can replicate the same level of production and the same level of script writing in like a limited series, like you have Shogun, where you get these incredibly well adapted, limited, like 10-episode things, and the whole way through it's just good. I just enjoy it, and you get lots of episodes where you get action, and you also get the dramatic stuff, and then like I think a lot of that, I think that's where television shows are going to outshine a movie, especially with comic book movies, where the adapted sources are comics, which are released weekly.
But here's the danger with that, right? Like, let's say movie theaters go away. You are slowly going to start seeing those big, expensive TV shows go away too, because, or on the other hand, you have two options. You see those big expensive TV shows go away, or you see streaming services become ungodly expensive, because they need some way to make that money. Right now, it's the movies that they put out in theaters that do well, right?
I think they're more likely going to look for ways to cut costs, and unfortunately, with the way it's going, I think it's going to be more artificial intelligence stuff.
So just to like kind of figure out like the way that I think that movies are going, which is streaming, or video on demand, that kind of stuff, right? So like the Matrix Resurrections, in totality, grossed $157.3 million worldwide.
That's
on
really
a budget of $190.
Oh my gosh!
Okay. So if you use that number,
was that supposed to have a theatrical release though?
It did though.
Oh, it did.
It had a theatrical. Yeah, the Resurrections.
Oh, well, that was the one that came out.
This performance is considered a flop as it didn't recover its production costs. The film's underperformance was attributed to a simultaneous release on Max or HBO Max, mixed critical and audience reception, and Christmas falling on a Saturday. That last one feels really stupid.
Like, we got to give a third reason.
It's like, just pick a different day then. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Pick a different weekend, brother. But anyways, if the new norm is like, okay, we are going to release movies straight to streaming or paying $15 for, to buy it the release date or whatever, then you can only spend, let's say, $50 to $60 million on a movie going forward. And then it has to go to AI stuff.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately,
to cut costs.
Yeah,
that's why I think it's going to be a production budget.
Hopefully,
issue. It's not going to be a
movie theaters can last through our lifetimes.
Yeah,
that's eventually.
I just think they're inevitably going to evolve into something completely different.
Right, but we've also seen some of the biggest. We say that, but then just not even 5 years ago, we had some of the biggest box office weekends we've ever had with Endgame, Infinity War, right? And it's came back from it survived COVID, right? We saw a lot of other industries.
Thanks to you, Tom Cruise.
So. Yeah, so I think there's still a chance.
Speaking of Tom Cruise, we're reaching the end here anyway, so we got
I'm going to say, we're about an hour 30 in. Let's talk about movie of the week.
we got to squeeze it in real quick.
Yeah.
Movie of the week was Mission Impossible 1. We all watched that. I've seen it before, so it was a rewatch. I actually am a huge fan of the franchise as a whole. This one to me is far and away the worst. It's just not that interesting.
Because of my schedule the last week, I watched it today. Before this, I've watched it once, and it is the only Mission Impossible movie I've ever seen. And I got to be honest, I think it was because I didn't really care for Tom Cruise, and this movie is not very good.
It's I think probably at the time it was probably cool, and I think that we also may be looking through it through the modern lens, but it was it's just not that great.
The actual heist part I enjoyed.
Mm-hmm.
That was tense. I thought that was great, but the entire opening sequence, it's like, did Tom know how to act? I mean, it is not good.
Yeah, I agree. They had some cool stuff, but yeah.
I think the most shocking thing for me is they made this movie, they made a worse movie, and they made another worse movie, and somehow it still has 4 movies, 5 movies after that.
Who's paying for
Who
this?
is watching this? And if you are watching this, watch something better. There are plenty of better movies out there. If you are going to the cinemas to watch Mission Impossible in May, whenever it comes out, don't do it. Watch Lilo and Stitch.
Nah.
Watch Thunderbolts 2 weeks out. Whatever it is, watch something other than Mission Impossible. Let it die.
I've never disagreed with you more. This came out in 96. I think you have to look at it through that.
There's plenty of good movies that came out.
It also was a massive success. It had a $150 million budget. It grossed $398 million worldwide.
I'm not saying it didn't make a lot of money.
Which one?
First one.
I'm looking at the budget was $80 million. I was just looking at it.
Oh, I mean, you have to double.
Yeah, well, the budget was 80, and then domestic or box office worldwide, $457 million. It made a lot of money.
I'm not saying it didn't make a lot of money. I'm saying quit watching it so they can die. They all suck. They're all the same movie pasted over each other. Quit watching them. Let them go away.
The budget for the Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning is $400 million.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's insane.
This has to be a
So if you have
success.
to, I don't. This is Wikipedia, and so I don't know if they've already doubled it or they haven't doubled it. However, if the budget's $400 million and you got to double it to get to 800 because that's the marketing spend. Woo, that's a big one to ask for.
Here is your chance to rewrite your wrongs, Mission Impossible fans. Do not go watch the movie and let it die.
I don't understand why you don't like it.
It is the Final Reckoning.
It's
the last one.
I don't like Tom Cruise. I don't think that any of these movies are particularly interesting or they do anything new. They're literally just popcorn fodder.
It's crazy to me that in contrast with your other opinions from today, because this should be this is a no think movie, man.
Again, it's just I'm not a no think guy. I'm really not.
But when you have to think, you get mad about it.
I don't get mad about it. I think about things in a way that makes sense to me, and apparently it doesn't make sense to anyone else. But
that's a classic guy looking at this group and being like, "You're all wrong." But in this case, we're not.
There's only 2 of you that have said
in my
this
head.
before,
So it's picturing John Ralphio saying he got dumb brain.
For a hot second there, I thought you said Ralph Macchio. It's like, what does the Karate Kid have anything to do with this? Oh, yeah, it's funny. But
John Ralphio, sorry, Parks and Recreation character.
Yeah, Pinar. So I agree with you about this movie, and I agree with you about the second movie. I think the first and the second one are by far the worst of all of them. I think they're James Bond movies, but like to the max.
And I think James Bond, this is a crazy thing. James Bond needs to die. Let it die. Let it go away for a while. You can bring it back.
You just like theme park movies. You like you don't.
That's not true.
Yeah, it is.
I do like.
You like franchise things that you like long interconnected things you don't like. Like this has a plot that has the last 3 films have had things come back from every movie.
Okay.
There are characters in.
So you were saying that I should like that, but I don't.
Yeah, I don't. That's what I'm saying. Why don't you?
There's no plot.
Have you
to
seen
these movies?
Yes, there is.
Well, they're not very good.
It pisses me off. Your opinion sometimes.
That's just like your opinion, man.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out.
Let it die.
I think
That's my
the,
opinion.
I think the argument here for a lot of these is like because Tom Cruise wants it. That's why it's happening. So like if you look at the first
he
one,
has limped along these last 3 for easily. But the Dead Reckoning came out towards the end of COVID, and I thought it was a great movie. I thought it was cool. The entity being like this kind of amalgam of everything that has built up so far across the franchise, I thought is really cool. A lot of things are tying together and being called back. And
Mission Impossible came out in 96. Before that, Interview with a Vampire was 94. And then after Impossible was Jerry Maguire.
It was in Tom Cruise prime.
Yeah, man, you had Days of Thunder back there.
I love Days of Thunder. Actually, the movie kind of sucks, but NASCAR, baby.
I thought Days of Thunder was great. Cocktail, Top Gun, Risky Business. Tom Cruise is Hollywood.
You have not named a single good movie.
Wait, what about the one where he's in the law? Is The Firm in there? I watched The Firm not too long ago. That one's crazy.
The Firm. The Firm is 93, so it came out just before Interview with a Vampire.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was really when he was hitting stride.
I will say, I'm not the biggest Tom Cruise fan. I think he makes really good movies, though, but he's also got like a handful of like, it's fine. Although
not necessarily stinkers, but not
like Valkyrie, for instance. I like Valkyrie.
It's fine.
It was fine.
But then you have like the top of that though is like Edge of Tomorrow.
Yeah.
You have these insanely good. Do you like Edge of Tomorrow?
I've never seen that.
Never seen that one.
Oh, okay. Can you do something for me, please?
Okay.
It's fine to not like these. That's totally fine. You have to watch this week, and I want to know what you think.
Okay.
I'm actually. We should have made that the movie of the week because the movie's awesome.
Okay, I will do my best to do that for you. If I still hate it halfway through, I'm probably gonna
I
quit.
really don't think that you will. I think that you like movies with elements of time, and I think that you like Emily Blunt.
I have no opinion on Emily Blunt. She's fine.
I think you'll love her in this movie. She's awesome.
Okay. What movie is it?
Edge of Tomorrow. Live Die Repeat. We're getting a second one of those.
I've never seen it. It's on Netflix though, isn't it? Or it's on one of the. I don't know. I see it.
It's almost always streaming
pops
somewhere
up all the time.
Yeah, I think it might be on the.
So, anyways, all right. Mission Impossible. If you like the movie, it's great.
Yeah, sorry, we don't have a lot to say about it really this week. We went long on Lance's terrible opinions, but
and Mission Impossible also sucks. So let's forget it exists. Just
it truly is bad. No, I don't like this one at all. The first one is bad. It's honestly a shame. It's a wonder I kept watching. But I had actually the first one that I ever watched was Mission Impossible 3, and I really liked that. And I went back and watched the first 2, and I was like, they're fine. I probably could have not watched them. But yeah, I like from 3 on. I love them.
All right. Do we want to get right into 20 questions real quick?
All right, give it to us, Lance.
Right.
Here we go. Ask your first question.
Okay, is it a live action movie?
Yes.
Thank God we don't have any more animated movies.
All right. Okay. Does it take place on Earth?
Yes.
Okay. Narrows it down. See, I think we go too late with the genre.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, I'm going to say, is this a comedy?
No.
Okay. Go ahead.
Are the characters humans?
I think you would say no.
Okay, so it's not about humans.
Is this...
I think you would say the main character isn't.
Okay, I kind of see where... Okay.
I don't know how to answer that.
Is this movie a sci-fi movie?
In a way, yeah.
I hate those answers.
In a way.
That's not the main. It's not like, this is definitely a sci-fi movie. But
I don't know why.
Elements.
I feel like we're.
We should be getting better at this. I think that we're getting worse.
I don't know. Last week, it was like 12 questions, I think.
Maybe 14, but
yeah, you guys were on it for sure.
Okay. It's live action.
Takes place on Earth.
Takes place on Earth.
Not a comedy.
It's not a comedy.
Not a sci-fi.
Not a sci-fi. And it, well, you said it. You don't think has anything to do with sci-fi, or it's got
sci-fi elements. It's got a sci-fi movie though.
Okay. And then we wouldn't consider the lead actor to be like, it's not about humans.
That's a tough one. Then.
Can you like
It's a tough one.
maybe like
Rephrase your question for me
okay
on that one.
is the lead character a human? No. Okay.
Interesting. Is it the alternative? Okay, if it doesn't have sci-fi, if it's not sci-fi, then I think that they're probably animals. No,
I don't know why, but my brain's going robots for some reason.
I mean I'm fine with asking that. Go ahead.
Is it about robots?
No.
Okay.
So what are we at 5?
6.
Okay.
I think if we're getting friggin' nowhere by 10,
Yeah.
we're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
So I think we ask if it's animals.
Go for it.
Is the main character an animal?
No.
What the hell?
What the damn hell? All right. Live action.
Rocks? Last 5 years, 10 years.
That's not gonna. Because we can't even think of a movie that it would even.
We're so broad now, and we haven't narrowed it down really at all.
Yeah, we have to figure out what this fucking movie's about.
I guess then genre would be the only thing to get it right.
So it's not comedy. It's not sci-fi.
It doesn't have animals.
No.
It's not a dude.
Is this a horror movie?
Yeah, I mean, yes.
Okay.
Okay, well then that would narrow it down a little bit if it's horror, because the lead character could be like a monster of some kind.
Yeah, I guess, or like, some sort of hybrid thing turns into.
Do we want to see like if the movie follows like a group of kids or something? Like
Scooby Doo.
Like it? Is it? You know what I mean?
I feel like. Oh, maybe. Yeah. Oh, okay. But then the main characters are children.
I guess that's like your interpretation.
That's totally like your opinion.
That's
man.
just like your opinion, man.
Okay, so yes to horror. That okay.
So it is a horror movie.
It bugs me that you can't give me a straight answer on that.
I mean, yes. Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna say yes.
If on IMDb
You got to give it a percentage.
classifies it as a horror movie.
It classifies it as a horror movie. That's not how I would personally probably classify it.
Okay. So
It's a horror movie.
Okay.
So not about.
And I don't think you guys will either, but that's what it says on here. So yes.
Do we want to see if it's a monster movie?
What is that?
Monsters could be like, I don't know, vampires, Godzilla.
Sure.
Fucking-
Okay. But I
okay.
feel like that'd be sci-fi then. If it's Godzilla, I think that'd be sci-fi.
I said it has sci-fi elements.
Yeah,
I've never stirred away
we're
from
moving
being
closer.
sci-fi.
Is this a monster movie?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. I feel like it's like. Okay, I think that Lance has
Does he like Godzilla?
feelings for Gareth Edwards. Is this a Gareth Edwards movie?
No.
Oh, okay. See, right there, it could have been the creator or. But I think if it was the
It's not
creator, he would have
robots.
said sci-fi.
It's also not robots. You're at 10 questions.
I think.
Wait, so when he asked the robot question, does that mean there's no robots in the movies at all?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
Okay. Should we ask if this is part of like a trilogy or an extended
I
universe?
would say like a franchise, yeah.
Is this part of a franchise?
So would you consider like a Marvel a franchise, or would you just consider?
Is this
like,
part of like a cinematic universe?
Yes.
A horror cinematic universe? I feel like when I think of that, did he say yes to monsters?
Yes. Is Godzilla considered a horror?
I would say it's more of a thriller.
One second. Can I look and see if Godzilla is considered horror on IMDb?
Sure.
It depends on which Godzilla.
Yeah, there's 6 of them.
Why do you know that?
Mm.
Is it for?
How many questions are we at?
11.
Okay. I'm going to ask. Okay. I think we can definitely ask a question because I think we're definitely leaning towards Godzilla.
Yeah, right now. Okay, so this has it as like dinosaur adventure.
Wait. But like those lead characters, those people are humans. The main characters in those films are humans.
If the movie is titled Godzilla, I would consider the lead character Godzilla.
I don't know that I would. I would consider the lead character to be
Aaron Taylor Johnson or something.
Whoever the human.
Well, here's the thing. Whatever you guys consider does not matter. Is what I would consider the main character.
Okay, so think about the right answer and then immediately go the other direction.
Yes, agreed.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so we're leaning towards Godzilla. If we just say...
But if we're totally in the wrong direction, then we only have 8 questions left.
Okay.
Fine, well let's just be... we'll ask...
Does it have disaster elements in it?
This is not San Andreas.
It's not San Andreas.
Does it have The Rock? No.
I mean...
I didn't think that... You should have ran that by me. I would not have allowed that question.
Okay. Well, you get the next two.
I don't know how to answer that. I would say yes. Yes, there are disaster elements.
Is the plot of the movie centered around large, destructive animals?
No.
It can't be Godzilla.
Okay, it's not Godzilla.
7 left.
And I also phrase that in a way that also knocks off Kong and all of that shit. I think we need to bring it way back to the horror thing.
Now I'm on the mist.
The horror... Yeah. I think the horror element is what we got to really look at.
Okay.
I think when he says it's not real, I wouldn't really consider it horror. I think it's more of a thriller.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's run it back. Okay.
Okay.
Takes place on Earth.
On Earth.
Not a human lead.
Live action.
Live action.
Horror thriller.
Horror thriller.
Wait. Can we clarify that? Is horror thriller fair to say?
You asked horror. If you would like to ask thriller, you need to use another question.
See, it's not.
Might as well be.
It's got to be thriller because it's not a drama.
Okay.
We've already asked comedy, and it's not an action. Well, it could be an action. It probably is an action, but it's more like an action thriller.
Okay.
The sci-fi elements of sci-fi really bugs
me off.
See, kind of what I'm thinking here is like District 9.
Oh, okay.
Takes place on... Okay, I think we go time frame now.
Do we want to ask if it's...
Oh, wait.
We could ask about aliens.
Wait.
Do you have this one? He's got something in the pocket.
I almost wonder if it's like Cloverfield.
No, because the lead character is definitely the guy.
You're right. Fuck. I thought I had something.
I think District 9 is fair because it's definitely following...
But cinematic universe, it's not really. But kind of.
Kind of. There's like
that... expanded possibly, and I feel like he's told me that.
I definitely have told you that.
Do we ask about if it's aliens?
That would for sure be sci-fi then, no. That would be wholeheartedly yes, sci-fi.
That's true.
Sci-fi in the sense of science fiction, not necessarily like I don't know. I guess sci-fi is actually fairly broad.
Also District 9 is definitely not like horror.
It's got some body horror, that's for sure.
This is a good one.
Yeah. Who directed it? I can't think of what. Blomkamp. Blomkamp. Fuck.
Do we want to go time frame?
Yeah. Is it in the... Okay, I think we start with 5. Because if it's 10, then we still have to ask 5.
Yeah, okay.
Was it released in the last 5 years?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So
6 left.
2020. I'm clarifying that you're not considering 2019.
No.
Okay.
Yep. Sorry.
The 2020 or newer. Main character. I almost wonder if it's Nope. Because it's kind of horror-ish with the thing in the sky. He didn't really like it. He's been on a Jordan Peele kick.
But it's not part of an extended universe. Did you say that it was extended universe?
Yeah, it's part of a cinematic universe, yes.
Okay. Is Nope part of anything?
I don't. I mean, not to my knowledge. I feel like it's a standalone movie. But those humans are the main characters.
Yeah. And it's not like The Purge or anything.
He said...
This looked at me all weird.
your answer with the humans one was wholeheartedly no, the human is not, right? Or was that one of where you gave a little bit of a mixed answer?
The main character is not human, but it's not human, no.
See, he's giving this
Not here.
fucking spitting.
I
don't
feel
know.
like that should help you rather than
Wait.
you.
Do we want to clarify? Like, okay, so can we clarify if the main character is like wearing a human skin?
See, this is actually the
or
first.
something.
This is the first game where I'm actually having fun. I almost dislike these games, but I'm enjoying this one. Man, the last 5 years is bugging me because there's not been a lot come out.
No.
I think we got to go like streaming, something like that.
Okay.
I don't know. Actually, does that narrow it down enough for it? How many do we have left?
6.
Holy shit.
We're at 14.
We're gonna dominate today.
Will this be your second victory?
Second.
What was the first victory?
I don't
It's like one of
remember.
the first ones. Oh, Tarzan 2.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, well,
Sucked.
pull that out of your fucking ass.
Maybe, do we ask if it's a sequel? Because it's part of the cinematic universe. I think maybe we're thinking like OG.
Okay, yeah.
Is this movie a sequel?
No.
Okay. So
5 left.
gotta be an OG.
Did we get a clue yet?
I will give you a clue.
We should have gotten a clue at 10.
Yeah.
Well, normally I knock off questions for clues, but
Oh,
I'll be
yeah?
but I'll be nice to you this time, and I would say lean into cinematic universes, and also there's another main genre than horror that you would describe this as wholeheartedly. That is a clear. This is what type of movie this is.
What other genre are we missing?
Well,
Can I ask a clarifying one? Are you considering superheroes? Would you consider superheroes to be sci-fi?
I would consider superhero kind of his own genre, but it has sci-fi elements.
Oh shit! You know what?
I don't know why I'm thinking like a DC movie.
What was the that movie about like the kid that comes down in like that pod thing?
Oh, Brightburn?
Brightburn.
I actually like that movie.
I've never seen it all the way through. Do we want to go that route?
That, I think, is very much a horror film, and it's not part of a cinematic universe.
Wasn't there a second one?
Mm-mm. It's got to be it, right? That's part of a cinematic universe. It's not a sequel.
Yeah.
The kids are the main characters, though.
Does he think that though?
You can ask a question.
I think I said it like early on.
You did. That's why.
Yeah.
But I thought it was such a throwaway question.
So do we
Ask
want to?
is there a killer clown that?
I think you should ask: would I consider the main characters to be the name of the movie or to be?
Do you consider the name of the main? Wait. What?
That shouldn't be a question, though. That should just be a fact.
I agree, but you guys were arguing about it. So if you want to know my opinion on it, then you've got to burn a question.
No,
Okay.
that why would we have to burn a question for that?
Oh, okay.
Your interpretation is not part of the game.
Okay, deal.
Do we want to ask if there's
Okay, so
balloons
then
in this
there's a
movie?
We get a free question then for asking this. Then
We don't need to ask this. We'll just see if I'm right at the end. Then I guess
I feel like I want to say it, but it's
because I think it's an obvious answer to what the main character would be in a movie like that. But
okay. In the last 5 years, when did it come out? It might have been more than 5 years ago. First one, 2019, 2017, 2018,
well, I can't look it up. I don't know.
something like that. Just ask. Okay, I'm gonna. How many do we have? 6 left.
5.
Oh my god.
Just ask it. Fuck it.
This would at least get rid of our.
Just do it.
Is there an evil killer clown?
No.
Motherfucker.
4 left.
At this point, I have no fucking idea.
You guys both know this movie for sure, undoubtedly.
Horror-ish. Cinematic universe. Like, I feel like I would know that off the rip.
I would have thought so. But
I'm stumped. I don't even know what else to ask.
Yeah, me either. In the last 5 years, huh?
Have we ever? I mean,
A light bulb.
Wait.
A light bulb.
No, fuck. I was gonna say Midsummer. Midsommar?
Yeah, that doesn't fit like any of the boxes.
No. But I know you love that movie.
oh yeah, Midsommar.
I do love that movie.
But the lead characters would be.
Yeah, see,
Humans,
that's
though.
what I'm saying.
I'm getting stumped by like the lead. And you said it was a monster movie.
Yeah.
What monster movies come out in the last 5 years? That's not like Godzilla minus one.
We have 4 left.
4 left.
I'm gonna ask if he's seen it in theaters.
Okay.
Have you seen this in theaters?
Yes.
Okay, that helps. I should have asked, did I see this in theaters with you?
What monster movies come out in the last 5 years?
Theaters is throwing me off, big dog. I don't know. I think, are we leaning in too much to horror?
Probably.
So let's
Does he consider like zombie movies horror?
has there been any
I
zombie
would,
movies?
probably.
You would.
I would.
What zombie movies came out?
I don't know.
This is stumping me and pissing me off now.
Now I'm just getting freaking mad.
I'm gonna win this one, boys. I'm gonna win.
So we have 4 questions left?
You have 3 left.
Wait, what was our last question?
If he's seen it in theaters.
Oh shit.
Son of a bitch.
Monster movie in theaters. I kind of thought like The Mummy for a second,
Oh,
but that's so long. That's like 2015.
wasn't there another one
That's the one I'm talking about.
with Tom Cruise?
Wait. Horror elements. He saw Nosferatu with me.
Yeah.
That was 100% in the last 5 years.
Is it horror?
Yeah, but also kind of like thriller.
What? I mean, do you want to ask a question like if it's vampires? Because I'm leaning towards something vampire.
Well,
or
let's
something
talk out. Let's talk out
Yeah.
Nosferatu here first.
Okay.
So,
Lead character is not human.
not human. I would consider Nosferatu to probably be the main character. Yeah. Yes. I would also consider it to be horror, vampire-ish, or horror. He's a monster.
It's a monster movie. It's not destruction.
It's not destruction. Takes place in the last 5 years.
Earth.
I'm gonna ask. I think we do vampires.
Is it about vampires?
Yes.
Okay.
Is it Nosferatu?
What, if you guess this, that is your one guess. You get one movie guess.
I don't know what else. There's no other fucking vampire. Oh, okay, we have 2 questions left.
2 questions left.
Okay.
Did I see this movie in theaters with you?
No.
Oh my god!
Okay. So it wasn't Nosferatu.
It's about vampires though.
Yes.
What other
vampire?
movies came out that aren't animated? I was thinking like Hotel Transylvania.
Ugh. Oh, last 5 years is killing me. What vampire movies come out in the last 5 fucking years? Oh, there was one that just dropped on streaming. It's like there's like a vampire hunter.
Van Helsing or something.
Yeah. It was on HBO. It had what was that movie called? It was a remake though, I think. We have one more question.
You have one more guess. You're at your guess.
Okay, so if we guess one more, then we have to pick a movie.
You have to pick a movie now.
Oh,
You're at
okay.
movie picking time.
This is driving me nuts.
What is that movie called? Fuck. It's like at the very, very end, all the vampires are like, they're in parked cars at a movie theater, and like,
Oh, What We Do in the Shadows? Is that what you're thinking of?
no, but it's not a comedy. It's a
Wait. Oh my god. Wait. It's got
Yeah, it's that one.
Nick Cage, and is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. I think right because
That's got to be it. I don't know the name of that movie though.
neither do I.
Can I look up the name to that movie?
Sure.
Okay.
That's fine.
Because I'm pretty sure that's the one. It's got
That's got to be it.
it's got the little kid that like
It's got Nicholas Hoult in it as well, right? Oh, it's called Renfield.
Renfield. No.
That's not what you're thinking of?
No, I'm thinking of I think it's got a Game of Thrones kid in it.
Nicholas Hoult. Yeah, Nicholas Hoult was in this movie. Okay, last 5. Wait. It's got the kid.
Yeah, okay. So man, I watched this. It wasn't that long ago that I watched this movie. Renfield though is not a bad guess, but that's
I don't think he saw that though in theaters though. I don't think he would be going to see that. And it's got horror vibes and it's a monster movie.
I think the one that I'm looking at is definitely going to be like
Was there a Dracula movie that came out? Like, I don't know why I'm stuck on Dracula.
it's about vampires.
I just keep looking at this Mission Impossible fucking right up and it's not helping me at all.
No. I'm good to just guess Renfield.
I don't think that's it though. Fuck.
What was the one with
Hold on, let's one more time go back to our questions.
Okay.
Takes place on Earth.
Yes.
Last 5 years.
Yes. Monster movie.
Monster movie.
Yes.
Main character is not a... The main character has to be the vampire then.
Yes. What vampire movie has come out in the last 5 years? That's not Renfield. We both know this movie. Yes?
100%.
Wait. I rented this movie. The boat. There's like a vampire on a boat. They're transporting a vampire. I think it's Dracula. Ah, fuck. What's the name of it? It's like The Voyage of something. I think I'm on it. Oh, it's fucking it's a chapter from the Dracula book or Nosferatu the book or something like that.
You got me.
It's The Voyage fucking something. It's got to be that.
Can we look up the name of this
Can
movie?
I look up this name?
That's fine.
The Last Voyage of Demeter?
That's got to be it. Because I don't think he saw Renfield.
I've never seen this movie, but it does say horror
I
fantasy.
feel like I remember us talking about it. I think that's the guess.
I'm good with it.
The Voyages of the Last Demeter.
That is incorrect.
What?
You guys were missing a very bad Sony
Morbius.
superhero movie.
Damn it!
Morbius.
Fucking hate that movie.
It's fucking Morbin time.
Damn.
Woo!
Oh, that was
Such a
good.
good guy.
That was good.
To be fair, we ignored that movie out of pure hatred.
Fuck you,
Fair
Jared
enough.
Leto.
Yeah.
Fair enough, but I thought it was topical, so I picked it.
Damn, that sucks.
It's Morbin time,
Frick.
ladies and gentlemen.
So
Go
unfortunate.
out there and watch it.
All right.
Anyway, thanks for listening. Sorry for dragging that one out big time. We just
Yeah.
suck at guessing movies, I guess. So we'll see you guys next week.
Yeah. Hey, follow us on all our socials. Links are down below.
Yes,
Yes,
links
absolutely.
below.
Thank
See you guys
for
later.
watching.
Yeah.
Bye.